What's up, everybody? Nolan of Black Diamond Services. You're probably wondering, man, I can hear him more clear now. Well, I got a new phone and the Samsung in-ears, so hopefully this will improve some of my video quality overall. Here's what we got going on. This is actually an add-on to my day. Today was pretty slow, but this one got added on about an hour and a half ago. I was finishing up my job and then headed over to this one. So we got empty house. So one thing I haven't gone over with you guys before, if you're in a business or you're thinking about starting your own business, is when you get an empty house, or if the person is there and then they're going to leave and they're not going to show up at all later, or not until you are almost done. What I have set in stone as a policy is if the homeowner or someone that can pay is not going to be home, it is our policy to get payment up front. And the reason being is it costs you money to chase after payments if something happens. Say they get stuck in traffic or something, accidents happen, things happen. Get payment up front so you're not having to chase it later. So this job, they weren't here at all. It was a lockbox because they're selling the house. So I told them that, it's per policy that we get payment up front if the homeowner is not here. And it just lets them know that we need to pay up front, just like kind of if you were going to buy a TV, you don't just go grab the TV, be like, oh, I'll pay for it later. They're not going to let you leave with it. And you're thinking, well, that's a product, that you're taking out of the store. That's different. Yes, to an extent, but there are products in my van in order for me to do the job, tools that I bought, which are products to provide this service so I can do my job. I got to take those out of my van to do the service. So I personally see it as the same, and as a small business, I just can't afford to take the hit, multiple times because, we don't have a big buffer like larger companies do because they do a lot of revenue, in a single day or multiple days, whatever it may be. Whereas we only do a handful of jobs a day because we're smaller. So all it takes is a few of these to happen and you could be struggling to pay your employees if you have one or two. Which we have a few. And so I got to pay the person that takes my calls, and I got to pay Adam if he's done jobs and they don't pay up front. So, I still got to be able to afford to pay, do payroll and make sure he's taken care of. So that's our policy. So I would suggest implementing that. If you're okay with taking the risk, that's up to you. But in my area, we don't want to do that just because, hey, I can't afford to do that constantly, especially if when you're doing commercial accounts, because commercial accounts, you see, they'll pay usually anywhere between 14 and 30 days, depending on the account. Unless you set that up with them and okay it up front, you should always do pay upon completion. We have it in our estimates, we have it in our invoices. It says that, pay upon completion is the average. So when people are home, pay upon completion. And I, a lot of times, don't collect until the end on purpose, just because I want to see them to see our work and that it is quality. But in the case that they're not home, we pay up front because I will have potentially, in some cases, no contact with them after this. So I could do my thing, do my job. I feel like our reviews are at a point where we can be trusted and it shows that we do quality work. So I know this is a little out of the norm, but I felt like it should be explained. So let's get on to the cleaning. I've got, you saw stairs, living room, dining room / front room, and then the upstairs 3 bedrooms. So let's get it rolling. Hear me a lot better. The reaches on these headphones. This is going to be great to work out well for future cleanings. The sound of the machines is too quiet now. Let me know in the comments. Hopefully this will be good. if I ask permission to film, so it's not too often that we've had different angles in the house for somebody's home, and I say, okay, it's personal space. So I've already pre-sprayed, obviously. This one's got random stains. I didn't really get any information on what they are because they're not here. I suspect that there's some pet stains, or at least pre-existing old pet stains. You did say there were no pets in the house, but there's furniture pieces in that room that had metal legs, and you could see some rust on the carpet, and then some yellowish appearance to it. So I have a feeling that at one point there was. Maybe they weren't aware of it was happening or something. But it's pretty clear. It's on the legs, basically only. And it would tell me that there's at least a male dog in here at some point. Because it's on the legs. And male dogs tend to lift their leg on the legs of furniture. Whereas if there's a female, there would be squatting, or there would be a puddle. So that's good, I guess. Another great tip for homeowners and cleaners: don't be afraid to tell your carpet cleaner what's on the carpet. Pet stains, drink or food, whatever it may be, try to be shy all that. If they're good at what they do, or understand the chemistry a little bit, knowing those things can help you choose the right set of chemistry. I came through here with $0 in pet stains, and I did nothing besides clean for the soil. I made it into the service. Also, obviously when we use our chemistry, so I'm not going to over behind. Well dressed for the lighting, the 3 bedrooms. Actually, the majority of the rooms, except for the wall right here, don't have any type of lights. So it's just ceiling fan, nothing else. So what are your thoughts so far about the improved audio? And hopefully the picture is improved a little bit too. Now when I'm uploading it, it's still going to be most likely 1080p. I might occasionally do a video in 4K. You just got to understand that that's a lot of memory and it takes a lot of time to upload, or at least for me, because I live in a more country area, which means my internet isn't the absolute best. But let me know in the comments what you think of the new audio and video so far. Alright, so now I'm down to the living room. Already did the family room / dining room space. This one is definitely the more used of the two, as the traffic wear patterns are definitely heavier and more prevalent coming out of the kitchen. Definite discolorations, as you can see, even where the couch was. I feel like there was something in here, because this is a lot of spills, if it's just, you know, drink related of some kind, to be at almost every foot. See, there's rust spots both sides here and there, almost where every piece of furniture was. You can find one. Interesting, to say the least. But like I said, I got minimal information and have no idea how long any of these have been here, so it's kind of hard to guarantee those that come out, or even suspect if they're going to come out if they don't tell you anything about them. So when you are in that situation, if you're a cleaner, you want to make sure you're documenting what you found during your pre-inspection. You know, I put discolorations, moderate soil, traffic wear patterns, possible pet urine, even though they said there were no pets in the house. Could be previous, you know, owners, whatever it may be. The house is just being sold, so I can understand not wanting to put too much into it, but it's a white carpet. You almost don't have a choice. So like this, who knows what it is, how long it's been there. I did treat it with what I thought, or think, I should say, will take it out once I rinse, but you just don't know until you try with little information. Alright guys, so bear with me. I looked back and reviewed some of this video. So at this time, I turned a feature on with these earbuds that's called noise cancellation. It's probably only benefiting me. It's making things a lot quieter outside with the machine noises and everything like that. But I noticed it's kind of hard to hear me, so I apologize. The machines are actually kind of loud with these earbuds. So my question earlier, before this portion of the video, is probably clear that you can hear the machines a lot easier. So I just wanted to see if these were going to be good for future videos, because they are a lot more convenient than my wireless mic. I finally got the right cable. The one that came with it didn't work. Even with this phone, 2 different phones, it was not working and allowing me to do the audio, which Area Rug video I shared probably 4 or 5 days ago, whichever it was. I think that's the reason why I didn't post that one, because the audio wasn't working and I didn't realize it until I was done, because I used the cable that was provided and it just wasn't working. So I got the correct cable now that actually came with this phone, and my wireless mic was working the way it's supposed to. So I apologize if this video where I'm talking, the audio is terrible as far as being able to hear me. Like I said, I just got these. This is the first job I'm using these on. Previous video before this one, I didn't use them. Homeowner was there and I just did cleaning, and that was basically about it for those. So let me know your opinion, because for my audio setup, it may be different than yours. Sometimes it sounds really good for me, and then other times it doesn't for others. So that could be a problem. So I'm trying to upgrade and do better. It's not cheap, even for some basic stuff, to hopefully make this better for you guys. So I'll do what I can on my side, but you know, these videos do not earn a whole lot of money to do fancy stuff, so I'm just slowly upgrading as I can. So with that being said, I never say this or anything. I may have said it months, maybe almost a year ago, but there is ways to support the channel, and that is that super thanks button that you see on a lot of YouTube channels. That allows you to donate if you want to a channel to help support them, or of course you can always do Cash App. If you do that, I've had somebody randomly buy me lunch, which was very kind. This was probably about a year ago. They randomly asked for my Cash App, and I had one for the business, and they bought me lunch, which was very kind of them to do. So it's up to you. It's not required, but if you feel like you want to donate to the channel, help me out a little bit, you can do that by hitting the super thanks. But otherwise, the little bit of YouTube revenue I get from ads that you guys see, that is what is basically kind of funding the channel. You know, if I was making a great deal or a decent amount on it, I'd probably take all this footage and send it to somebody that knows how to edit video professionally and make it, you know, much more pleasing and useful for you guys. So I'm doing what I can with what time I have. I am literally just editing this with this app on my phone, trying to make it as watchable as possible that I can with the time that is allowed for me. But until I can afford to either spend more time on it and learn how to edit videos better, this is how I do it, just being transparent. But yeah, you know, all the big YouTube channels, they have somebody hired out that does their editing for them. Saves them a lot of time, makes it more interesting because they take the best clips and piece it all together and go from there. So sorry for the long little transition here, but I'm gonna get back to work, start rinsing this out. All right, got some random blue stain here, so I'm gonna apply what's called pig out to this area. See if we can get some transfer by just putting my rag on it and blotting it. If so, then I may have some success getting this out. Just a little bit. So I'm going to start out by rinsing it now. Now I've already neutralized it by rinsing it prior to putting the pig out on it. So it's helping. So pig out basically just stands for paint oil grease, or paint ink grease, sorry. It's a good tool to have because occasionally these things happen. Depending on where you're at, you may get more or you may get less. Depends on who you market to sometimes. Some areas you have more than others from some other carpet cleaners. businesses I am in a group with. So that was one application. Sometimes it does take more, and you know what? Sometimes heat transfer is the better choice. So if your machine is not hot yet, or you're familiar with the wallpaper steamer, or an iron with a damp towel can do the trick too. So that's something to consider. So I'm gonna blot it again just because I want to see. Yep, we're getting some faint transfer here. And then take my wand. Now you can only use this stuff so much on a stain before it's time to call it quits. And the reason why is it can delaminate the carpet from the primary and secondary backing. So you can't leave this in the carpet. You got to rinse it out. So think about that when you're using any products like this, because pretty much I think every single one of them on the market, from professional cleaners market, can cause that issue. So you gotta be careful. You don't want to leave it behind, otherwise you cause problems. So consider that when you're dealing with pig outs or whichever brand you're using. They're all kind of similar in a way. But I'm going to do one more application and re-rinse. See what happens. Go from there. Alright, so I'm working my way out of this room here. Alright, so somebody commented a while back, and I responded to them, but they said, you know, it's clean when you can see the steam. While I agree to an extent, steam does make a difference, or I should say hot water extraction. But if they're using a wand like mine, see that? Lots of steam. But you see when I'm working, it's not really there. And that's because the way this wand is set up, it captures it kind of quickly. So unless I'm just sitting stationary like this, you don't see it as much as you do on some other people's carpet wands. It's not to say that I ain't cleaning with hot water or, you know, basically near steam, but that is one of the reasons why you may see steam on one guy's setup and not so much on another. Depending on the output of the wand, how hot it is going to determine that too. Time of year as well. It's colder out, of course you're going to get more steam, you know, appearing. But yeah, what I basically told him, or whoever it was on the channel in the comments, is a saying called TACT, T-A-C-T. So you got temperature, agitation, chemical, and time. If you're lacking one, you should increase the other. So, with that being said, if for some reason I wasn't getting hot water, or very hot water, I would increase my time, dwell time, and probably potentially my chemistry too, depending on the situation. And that will help me out. So, does heat make a difference? Well, yes, of course it does. You ever hand wash your dishes in cold water, and then do it with warm water? It makes a difference. So it is my preference to have all four of those lined up, but sometimes issues arise or your machine isn't outputting that much, just think about that. You can still get a nice clean carburetor without piping hot water by simply increasing your dwell time and your chemistry. Maybe all you need to do. Yes, it takes more time, but if you run into that issue, it doesn't mean you can't go out and clean carpet. You still can, as long as you got good chemistry, put in the right amount of effort. Before that discount. Or, I'm sorry, after that discount. Than somebody's machine that has more CFM. For example, machine added maxes out about 13 lift. This one has 12. Alright, so update on the earbuds. Guess what? I did find a feature that was messing with the audio quality. It is increased a bit. I would say it's at least 30% better. So now it's, in my opinion, tolerable compared to what I'm used to having studio monitors for my music and better headphones that I occasionally wear if I'm not going to record any cleaning video so I can listen to music. But anyways, they did improve. There was like some 360 surround thing that was on. And as soon as I turned that off, there was a noticeable difference. So they're not so bad actually. They're not anywhere near as good as my other headphones, but that's okay. There's definitely an improvement now. I just still wish there was a manual setting for the equalizer so I can do it the way I want, but the one I got it on right now is actually not too bad. Just not my overall preference. And hopefully, maybe, I'm gonna go listen back to this. Maybe that improved the overall sound coming in. Who knows? My voice may still be pretty soft. A cool feature, if I didn't already say it, is it's got a noise cancellation feature to it. So I turned that on just because when I'm standing next to the machine out there or running the CRB or the wand, the noise has dropped down like quite a bit. Still hear it, but it's dropped down a decent amount, so it's kind of protecting to your ears. So I may just wear these all the time just to cancel some of the noise out, protect my ears, because I've been around a lot of loud stuff growing up, and music, of course. These seem to be helping. I'm a little bummed that there isn't any lights in here, just mostly fans and occasional light here and there, because it's such an overcast day. I've lost a lot of my sun now that it's moved to another area, so now my pictures for my after shots are going to be kind of bad. So sorry about that. So I'm a little bummed that I didn't get the best video, and I feel like this video is probably a bust with sound quality and all that. I literally did this room first because you can see how dark it is already. There's no lights in this room at all. Thankfully I had the dining room light lit for this room. There's just so many discolorations. Carpet does look better, but that is annoying me, but it wasn't budging no matter what I did. So hopefully this video is okay for some of you. Hopefully some of you enjoyed it, or at least the information. You can understand what I'm saying if it wasn't too obnoxiously loud with the machines with this headset, or I should say not headset but earbuds. But at least the stairs look good. Can't complain about that. Stairs turned out nice. So until next time, hopefully audio will improve for the next job. Yeah, I'm gonna try it one more time now that I fixed the setting. Hopefully it sounds better right now, but if it doesn't and it's still muffled because of the machine, then I am gonna try and start using those wireless mics that I have. I only have one, I should say, to utilize for this, and hopefully that'll improve it. So gotta test it out, of course, but it's more directional for speaking, and it probably won't pick up as much of the machines just because the microphone is gonna be sitting kind of beneath my my chin. Kind of like you see somebody at like either a church or a motivational speaker, something like that. They usually have one of those little lapel mics, if I'm remembering the name of them, that it's kind of clipped to their shirt and gives them great audio for speaking, so that way they don't have to hold a microphone the whole time. That's what I have. So I'm going to test that out, hopefully on the next one, and see if we can get a better improvement. But outside of that, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you do want to support the channel, you can click on that super thanks button. Allows you to do that. And if I remember, for a more direct support, I will try and put the Cash App thing in the description. Don't expect anything at all. But if you do want to support it, just because I don't know when I'm going to be able to get around to doing the subscription things on YouTube, and what type of content would be even worth it. So the little bit I get from ad revenue is perfectly fine for me. It does help, but it will grow as the channel grows, of course, because more viewers and whatnot. But yeah, guys, a lot of you have been with me for like 2 years, almost 2 years. I see you in the comments, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for always commenting and being a long-time subscriber. Before I even hit 1,000 subscribers, and I think I'm at like 3,500 last I checked. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. But to all the people that say they like my channel more than anybody else's, that means a lot. I appreciate that. It's very kind words of you, and it actually keeps me motivated to want to do more, seeing those kind words. And for those that are wondering, I am in Central California, the 209 area code. So if you're watching this, there's a good chance I'm probably not in your area, but I have gotten a couple clients from YouTube that were in my area, and have helped them out, and I appreciate you. You know who you are, one of you. Raquel, thank you. You've had us out multiple times, myself and Adam included, to clean for you. I'm grateful for that and appreciate it. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Nolan with Black Diamond Services. Have yourself a great day and a happy new year.